Hello and welcome back to a Game of Thrones mod for Crusader Kings 2. We're kind of just waiting for our claim to appear on Cider Hill over here. And we're watching some of the realms fight. It looks like the Vale and the Riverlands are having a lot of fighting. They were fighting over Crab Shore to put Lady Earlier in charge, and it was the Riverlands pushing for that. But it appears that they have put aside their differences to beat up the vassal of the Vale who has revolted, along with many of the other Lord Paramounts. So it's, I don't think they have much chance over here. The Iron Oaks may be doomed. Very, very much doomed. But yes, they shouldn't revolt against their liege. Invite to plot. We'd like you to join our plot to buy Meister Arend of Cockleswent's loyalty. That's our friend asking us. We don't really want to plot because we're honourable, so we will have to decline our friend's request. That does not seem like something a friend of ours would do. No. We may have to break up our friendship. Sir Garce, is there a way of doing that? Nope. Well, we will just have to deal with it then. Maybe we'll talk to him in a bit. Night's Watch are changing tax laws, as does everybody. Tax law is important, and everybody has a part in it. We actually have quite a lot of money built up here. Once we get a son, that would be certainly be a good idea. Yeah. Our wife does have the ambition to have many children. She doesn't seem to be doing much about it, however. Lords of Dorne have approved the institution of the minimal tax law, of course. You gotta do some tax law. Lord Ronald of Withers has founded the deposed Lord Paramount Leo faction. Are there many people in that faction? Oh, we can't even look because we are not Lord Paramount. Sir Raymond Fossoway, I hereby invite you to participate in the Tournament of Ashford, where the knights residing near Ashford shall test their mettle. Regards, Alan Ashford, Lord of Ashford. Well, Lord Alan is our friend, so we would join. And Ashford is where we split from our cousin of Cider Hill. This is where we decided to split the dynasty, so it'd be good to go back there. It's a chance to prove our worth. So we will join this tournament and see how that goes. Wonder if our cousin will be there and whether we can beat him. After arriving in Ashford, the first day of the tournament began in earnest. You tilted against many lesser knights throughout the day, most of whom you unhorsed easily. Now, in the coming days, the final rounds of the list begin, and the opposition shall surely be more fierce. I shall ready my horse. The tournament herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You have been drawn against Sir John. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, and ride to the end of the list as Sir John does likewise. Then, on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Let's see who Sir John is. A theologian, a knight, trained fighter. Nothing too special. I think we are better at fighting than him. Oh yes, we are far better at fighting than him. So steady. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly guide your lance into strike while evading their charge. Hit! Oh. Is that something we did? Lord Hillard of the Fingers usurped the title Lordship of Scored Vale? No, it does not appear so. So, yes, he's usurped the title from this person who is now over here. Okay, so he has a strong claim on that title, but there was probably a reason to assert. Sir John took the full force of your lance and went reeling and only managed a glancing blow upon your own armour. He almost fell off, but managed to regain his balance and round the other end of the list for another tilt. Well, I'll knock him off this time. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly guide your lance in to strike whilst evading their charge. We hit him again. Sir John took the full force of your lance and was sent reeling, and only managed a glancing blow upon your own armour. You almost fell off, but managed to regain his balance and round the corner, round the other end of the list for another tilt. Well, we'll try it again. Your opponent got the better of you when you met the centre of the list. Your lance merely makes a glancing blow on their armour, whilst his lance hits true. Oh dear. It strikes you. Sir John's lance strikes you square in the middle of your breastplate, exploding into many pieces as it hits. The force knocks the wind out of you and sends you flying from your horse. You are left lying in the dirt, defeated as the crowd cheers Sir John. Well, that is not how I expected our tournament to go. So John has been declared the winner, defeating you and eliminating you from the tournament. We lose a little bit of prestige for our pitiful performance. Sir Alan Cunningham and Malin of Applesford were the next joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Malin was eventually unhorsed, leaving Sir Alan to be declared the winner. Sir Alan is our friend? No, different Sir Alan. Okay, well I guess he fought well. Do we know Malin? Oh, Malin's our spy master and bodyguard. Okay, well that's turns out neither of us were doing well. He was wounded from this as well. That's unfortunate. After many tilts over several days, only 2 knights remained undefeated. Sir Alan Coningway and Lord Gorman Peake faced each other in the final joust. After many tilts of finely executed jousting, Lord Gorman was unhorsed, leaving Sir Alan Coningway to be declared the winner of the tournament. So he is a strong claim on the lordship of Griffin's Roost, but he is nothing special in terms of his lineage. But he fought well. He is really good at this. Oh, he's a Kingsguard. I totally missed that he's wearing white. I see it now. Ah, okay. So a member of the Kingsguard came to join in. I wonder if he was he one of the members who was there in the first tournament of Ashford? Maybe. Well, he truly deserves it. Well, that was an interesting tournament. The tournament ends, and although I may not have won any of the melee events, my prowess in the list did not go unnoticed. But of course. Well, hopefully we'll do better in a different tournament. Sir Raymond Fossoway, I hereby invite you to participate in a tournament of Starpike, where the knights residing in Starpike shall test their mettle. Well, this is our liege asking, so of course we'll go. Regards, Gorman Pike, Lord of Cocklesweed. Oh, and our liege was the other one. I just realised our liege was the other one in the final of the previous tournament. Well, that's interesting. Oh, he is really, really good at tournaments. Wow, that dual skill multiplier is out of control. Well, of course we'll join a tournament. Why not? It's fun. Hopefully we can win a single joust this time. Yes, the Iron Oaks did not win their war, unsurprisingly. Somebody died there. Oh, Dorne. The leader of Dorne died after severe stress. He has been replaced by Olvar of Dorne, who is an attractive but slothful and very proud and greedy person. Yes, we don't quite like the slothful people. We're now diligent, of course, so don't like that. When I introduced my friend to Sir Garce, I had high hopes. I had hoped they would become fast friends so we could spend time together, the 3 of us. Sir Garce and my friend had a great time together. Good, we got some prestige. After arriving in Starpike, the first day of the tournament began in earnest. You tilted against many lesser knights throughout the day, most of whom you unhorsed easily, and now the coming days of the final rounds of the lists begin, and the opposition shall surely be more fierce. I will ready my horse. The tournament herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You've been drawn against Sir Joseph Offering. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire and ride to the end of the list as Sir Joshua does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Steady, let's check out our opponent. We should be a better knight than him, so we should easily win this, hopefully. Your opponent got the better of you when you met in the centre of the list. Your lance merely makes a glancing blow under armour whilst his lance hits true. Oh dear. Oh no. So Joshua Offering's lance strikes you square in the middle of your breastplate, exploding into many pieces as it hits. The force knocks the wind out of you and sends you flying from your horse. You're left lying in the dirt, defeated as the crowd cheers Sir Joshua. Ouch. He has been declared the winner, and defeating you and eliminating you from the tournament. Well, there is always next time. We need to get better at fighting these. We are really not doing well. Sir Renly Hutchison and Malin of Applesford were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Malin was eventually unhorsed, leaving Sir Renly to be declared the winner. So Malin is of course our spy master, and he is not doing very well. Although this is his third place, so maybe he did do well. Or maybe there's not that many people in there. Oh no, we have no places, so maybe this is a little bit further on in the tournament. Yeah, is he a better fighter than us? No, we should be a better jouster than him, but he seems to be doing well. After many tilts over several days, only 2 knights remained undefeated, Sir Renly Hutchison and Sir Joshua Offering faced each other in the final joust. After many tilts of finally executed jousting, Sir Joshua was unhorsed, leaving Sir Renly Hutchison to be declared the winner of the tournament. Oh, so this is, these were the 2 who knocked me and my bodyguard out of it. Well, I guess he truly deserved it. And the end of the tournament. Tournament ends, and although I may not have won any of the melee events, my prowess in the list did not go unnoticed. But of course. Well, there's always next time for our tournaments. We're not doing very well on them. Oh, talking of next time for tournaments, Sir Raymond Fossoway, I hereby invite you to participate in the tournament of Black Crown, where the best knights and lords of the Reach shall be invited to compete. Regards, Gerard Buller, Lord of Black Crown. Now, Black Crown is a little bit away, but, you know, we've got a taste for tournaments now. We're ready to prove that we are not the worst jouster in the world. We will win one. So a chance to prove my worth. Perfect. Our liege is trying to imprison some people. That's not good. Well, it's time for me to choose how I want to educate my daughter. So we could educate her for command, assuming that we're not going to get a son. But I think that we're going to hope that we get a son. We would very much like a son, so we will educate her at court. It's not a ridiculous education, but we will educate her there. And of course, because she is our daughter and we are diligent, we will spend as much as we can to make sure that she gets the best education that she can. We'll see how she does. My dear friend, I wish to give you the honour of sending my child Delena to you in New Barrel, making her your ward. I can think of none better to teach her and nurture her into a good woman. Your loyal friend, Sir Garth. So he's asking that we take his daughter, Delena of Narsdale, and have her as our ward. Well, of course we will. We'll do that. He's our friend, and we're honourable, and we have been asked to do a thing, and we will do it. Oh, something has happened. John Waters has declared Sir John's host claim on the Iron Throne War on King Daeron the Good. So, who exactly are you? You have a weak claim on the Iron Throne. How do you have a weak claim on the Iron Throne? Your parent was Lord Alan of Oakenfist. His grandparent was Lord Corlys of the Great Sea. Maybe that's not where it's from. They're from his mother's line? Oh, his mother was a Targaryen. And his grandfather was King Aegon the Dragon's Bane. King Aegon III. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense on how he'd have a claim then. And his mother would be the sister of the current king? No. The sister of the current king's... So is she to be the aunt of the current king? I'm trying to figure out how this works out in line. So we can actually do dynasty tree here. She is... So there's John. She is... There's a Darren. Oh, it dropped into a different tree, I see. So she would be... So he is the cousin. John Waters is the cousin of Darren. Yeah, I think that's how this works. Cousin something removed, maybe? I don't know. Don't know how to best describe it, but that's how he's got a claim. Okay, 18,000 men though. That's a reasonable number. It's not a lot, but it's reasonable. We'll say okay. Who is joining? Oh, we don't get to join this war like the other wars. I guess the Reach hasn't joined it yet. After arriving in Black Crown, the first day of the tournament begins in earnest. You tilt against many lesser knights throughout the day, most of whom you unhorsed easily. Now, in the coming days, the final rounds of lists begin, and the opposition shall surely be more fierce. I shall ready my horse. The tournament herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You've been drawn against Sir Mern. You mount your charge, take the lance from your squire, and ride to the end of the list as Sir Mern does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. So Sir Mern is a fighter that we should be able to easily beat once again. Steady. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening. You deftly guide your lance into strike whilst evading their charge. We hit him. You expertly struck Sir Mern with your lance right in the middle of his breastplate, causing your lance to shatter into 1,000 pieces as he is sent flying from his saddle. The crowd gives a great cheer at your victory and is relieved to see Sir Mern is unharmed. We finally won a joust. A fine hit, I must say. The Tournament Herald announces the... Ooh, what's this? Agreed to become... Sorry, I was just noticing something else there. Okay. That's just some people who are going under the veil who should be under the veil. The Tournament Herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You've been drawn against Sir Oliver Crane. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, take right to the end of the list, as Sir Oliver does likewise. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Sir Oliver is... He's a reasonable jouster. There is a chance that we will lose to him, although he does have gonorrhea, so I think that it would be very embarrassing if we did lose to him. Steady. You've been declared the winner against Sir Meryn. Yes, none can beat me. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening, you deftly guide your lance into strike whilst evading their charge. We hit him. So Olvar Crane took the full force of your lance and was sent reeling, only managed a glancing blow upon your own armour. He almost fell off, but managed to regain his balance and round the other end of the list for another... ready for another tilt. I'll knock him off this time. As you close in on your opponent, you see an opening, you deftly guide your lance into strike whilst evading their charge. We hit him again. And we struck our lance right in the middle of his breastplate, causing it to shatter into 1,000 pieces as he is sent flying from the saddle. The crowd gives a great cheer at our victory and is relieved to see Sir Olvar is unharmed. We've been declared the winner. We won a second joust. The Tournament Herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You've been drawn against Lord Welder Chester. You mount your charge, take a lance for your squire, and right to the end of the list as Lord Welder does likewise. Weldon. That'd be Weldell? Wendell. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble reading that name. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. He is a much better fighter than us. It would be very surprising if we were to win this. Steady. The opponent got the better of you when you met in the centre of the list. Your lance merely makes a glancing blow in their armour whilst their lance hits true. Oh dear. Lord Wendell Chester's lance strikes you square in the middle of your breastplate, exploding into many pieces as it hits. The force knocks the wind out of you and sends you flying from your horse. You are left lying in the dirt defeated as the crowd cheers Lord Wendell. Well, we will mark him as a special interest. Ouch. Lord Wendell Chester has been declared the winner, defeating you and eliminating you from the tournament. Well, there is always next time. We still didn't get as much prestige as we lost, but we did a little bit better there. I've grown increasingly attached to Janie, and although our marriage was merely a practical arrangement, I wonder if I've come to love her. We can say this is a marriage of love, and then we gain chaste. But all the other girls, we get lustful. Or I shouldn't concern myself with such trifles. Oh, she gains fertility, but we gain chaste. Oh, I see what this is. Okay. There is a marriage of love. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's nothing about our wife that we don't hate. She is honourable. It seems like a good, humble, diligent. We have many things in common. Marriage of love. I don't feel comfortable touching other human beings. I've gained the chaste trait. Okay. The reason that we have got the chaste trait here is because of how... the reason that it's given it to us is her fertility went up. We gain chaste. This basically means that if we're with her, we have a larger chance of getting a child. But if we were to sleep with someone else, we would not. And also the events for sleeping with other people won't pop up. Tyroshi have joined this war that our liege is in. He should be winning it. It's 0 war score. I don't even know where the host is right now. We could try and find out. Where are you? Nope. I lost him. There he is. Where are you? Oh, he's currently just on some boats, I think. Lord Wendell Chester and Sir Aubrey Ambrose were the next two to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Sir Aubrey was eventually on horse, leaving Sir Wendell to be declared the winner. That's the person who just beat us. Well, he fights well. That's his fault, well. Okay. A little unfortunate, but we can move on. Invite to plot. I would like you to join our plot to replace Julia as Spymaster. Do we dislike Julia? How would we find his Spymaster? It just says Julia. Is Julia in his court? Oh, I suppose that Spymaster would be in his court, wouldn't it? Julia is content, zealous, lustful, ruthless, paranoid. No, she seems like the perfect spy master to me. We're not going to join this. After many tilts over several days, only 2 knights remained undefeated. Lord Harris Mundledore and Lord Wendell Chester faced each other in the final joust. After many tilts of finally executed joustings, Lord Wendell was unhorsed, leaving Lord Harris Mundledore to be declared the winner of the tournament. He must have been really good to defeat Lord Wendell Chester. He's not as good a jouster, but he did better on this day. Okay. The High Septum has died and been replaced by High Septum. Sir, tragic news, His Holiness. The High Septum has passed away. The gods losing their worldly avatar. Well, that's unfortunate. As a zealous man, we'll just have to praise the new Septum. The tournament ends, and although I may not have won any of the melee events, my prowess in the list did not go unnoticed. But of course. Well, we did pretty badly in those tournaments there. And I think it's time to end the episode. Thank you for watching. Oh, we've got a new title we can give out. I just noticed. Sworn Sword. But we can't actually give it out. Interesting. Must be a bodyguard position it's talking about. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.